We all know the standard routine for setting goals. You write down a list of things you want to achieve, maybe pin it to your wall, and start crossing off tasks. But soon, that process degrades. Your goals turn into vague wishes or a glorified to-do list. You end up building a highly engineered clockwork of daily activity that spins incredibly fast, but actually moves nothing forward. In 1999, an investor named John Doerr recognized this exact problem during a pitch meeting with a tiny tech startup. They had incredible technology, but no clear system to manage their ambition. So Doerr introduced them to a framework he'd learned at Intel. That startup was Google. And by adopting Doerr's Objectives and Key Results System, or OKRs, they managed to channel their chaotic energy, scaling from a garage project into a trillion-dollar company. We are going to build your first OKR right now. Pull up a blank document or grab a piece of paper. I want you to pick one major project or personal habit you want to tackle over the next 90 days. Before you write a single word, there is one critical rule. You have to detach this goal from your performance evaluations or your bonus structure. If your paycheck depends on hitting this goal, you will naturally play it safe. To make the OKR system work, we need to unlock your ability to take serious risks. Step 1 is defining your objective. This is a qualitative, overarching statement that answers a very simple question. Where do I want to go? The words you choose here matter. Avoid maintenance-oriented verbs like keep doing this or maintain that. You want action-oriented expressions that convey a clear endpoint. Verbs like climb, ship, or launch. This framework isn't just restricted to corporate software development. You can absolutely apply it to your personal life too. In fact, John Doerr himself used an OKR to manage one of his most important abstract goals. This image shows the exact phrasing Doerr used. Objective, have a healthy family life. It's qualitative, it's clear, and it sets a distinct destination. Look at the objective you've written down. It should feel slightly uncomfortable. If it feels easily achievable, you haven't written an objective. You've just written a task. Stretch it further. Now that we know where we're going, we need step 2, key results. These are 3 measurable milestones that answer the second question, how will I pace myself to see if I am getting there? This is where most people fall into the to-do list trap. They mistakenly write down the daily activities they plan to do, rather than the specific outcomes they need to achieve. If your key results include words like consult, help, or analyze, you are describing an activity. Swap those out for concrete outcome verbs like publish user feedback or launch feature by March 7th. To see what this looks like in practice, consider Sundar Pichai's early work at Google when he was tasked with leading the Chrome browser initiative. He established the qualitative objective, build the world's best browser, anchored with, as measured by the following key results. He didn't list write code. Instead, the first key result was a massive, measurable number, reach 20 million weekly active users by year-end. Key results are strictly the numerical evidence of your success. They are completely independent of the daily tasks or specific methods you end up using to reach those numbers. Take a look at your document. Before we finalize your OKR, we are going to run a stress test to make sure you haven't fallen into one of 3 common traps. First is the business as usual trap. Look at your key results. If you can hit those numbers without changing anything about your current daily behavior, cross them out and scale them up. Next is the low value trap. Ask yourself, if I hit these metrics perfectly, will it actually yield a tangible benefit to my larger mission? If the answer is no, you are measuring the wrong thing. Rewrite it. Finally, the sufficiency trap. Look at this diagram. If you achieve all 3 key results, does that automatically guarantee you've met your overall objective? If they do not add up to full completion, you're missing a vital metric. You must add it. An OKR that survives this stress test functions as a strict contract. It becomes a rational mechanism for deciding exactly which projects to reject to protect your primary commitment. Now fast forward to the end of your 90-day sprint. It's time to grade your performance. The system uses a strict scale from 0.0 to 1.0. This prevents sandbagging, the practice of hoarding your resources or lowering your targets just to guarantee a safe win. On this grading thermometer, notice where the target actually sits. Because you are setting aggressive stretch goals, the sweet spot for your final grade is actually in the 0.6 to 0.7 range. Hitting 60 to 70% of your target means you are operating at the right level of ambition. If you consistently hit 1.0, a perfect 100%, you haven't actually succeeded. In the OKR framework, a perfect score means your goals were a failure of ambition. You need to think bigger next time. There is one final, mandatory step to activate this process: radical transparency. You cannot keep this document hidden in a drawer. Now, you must publish or share your OKR publicly with your team, your manager, or your family. Within this framework, low grades provide the precise data points required to refine your strategy and ambition for the next 90-day sprint.